In the United States and beyond, numerous protests have taken place over the past few months as a result of the death of George Floyd.
These protests have occurred in conjunction with the Black Lives Matter movement. Millions across the world have participated to protest police brutality, systematic racism, inequality, and injustice.
Among some of those protesters, San Diego State student athletes.
Student athletes from across all sports have taken to the streets to let their voices be heard and advocate for change and reform.
What were some of your first impressions that you kind of took away when you watched the video and you saw these protests on television?
When I watched the video, I stopped it. I had to stop it halfway through because I was like, they're going to kill this dude.
It was upsetting, and I think media today shows us a lot of what has been happening. This is something that has been an issue for years and years.
I think my initial reaction was just obviously like, oh my gosh, like just distraught.
I was really hurt when I saw the video, and I think that's just entirely unacceptable. I mean, there's no place for that in this world.
And then have you yourself protested? Have you attended any of the protests?
Yes, I did go to one out in Berkeley, a peaceful protest. There was a sit-in. It was led by the students at Cal Berkeley.
I went to one that was a march in Dana Point. It was the most like impactful and meaningful thing I've ever been a part of. To see like hundreds of people come out and just to see how much other people cared about it as much as I did was just amazing.
I did that, like the Athletes for Changes, the 8.46 mile run for George Floyd. I kept the meaning of it in mind the entire time, which is what got me through it, I think.
Now, what specifically would you say that Black Lives Matter means to you?
Black Lives Matter is important to me because it makes me proud to be a part of a generation who feels like it is our responsibility to continue the fight that our ancestors have started years and years ago.
It's the way of life now. I think it's more than just a movement. It's something that needs to be focused on.
I can't know what it is like to experience that, but I can learn. So to me, it just means being a good friend, honestly, and being a good person and recognizing all of the different types of people in this world and understanding they're not treated equally.
Another big thing is just people talking about the whole idea of allyship and people who maybe can't relate, just showing support. So to you, what do you think are the most important elements of allyship in making it work?
I think educating. I think that is the best thing that anyone can do for themselves.
You know, we have to learn, we have to ask questions, and there's power in numbers. So we need to do something about it. And
learning about the Black culture, learning about the history that isn't talked about, within, schools and stuff like that.
Being aware of your actions, being aware of how some things you might say or do affect people. Just like overall, like knowing what that means, knowing what Black Lives Matter means, knowing what you're supporting. And
I guess just keep being a voice for the people around you. Like, not everyone's going to see what you do, and not everyone's going to see what you post. You're not going to reach the world in one post and one message. So I think it's just about the people around you. Just keep using your voice. Show the people around you that you care.
What do you think the change needs to be?
The more we talk about it, I think we'll see more change, honestly. Whether you're not that much educated in it, I think if you get into it and you start learning about the Black community, the culture behind it, the history behind everything, I mean, the dots will start to like connect.
It's every single day. It's just as important as the last day. So I think just doing active steps to make a difference is really important.
But ultimately, I just want there to be unity. Like, I just want people to come together. Like, I don't want there to be violence. Like, and I know a lot of people have probably, there's probably been a lot of white people out there who have been on the other side and have now seen things in a different light, Mm-hmm. So that's really all it is. Like, that it's just really baby steps, it's not everything at once, but as long as we can take baby steps and having people come together and realize what's really going on.